Yeah, what's up? Stack Mac shopping. Man, open the spot up for your boy, man. Just love. If you need retro sneakers or new sneakers or whatever, man, just Sneaker City on Instagram, Sneaker City on TikTok, Sneaker City on Facebook, all that.
So I got a question. Okay, let me know how you feel about this. Okay, I would like to shoot for 50 dinners, not just 50 turkeys.
Yeah.
I want to get a brown bag, a turkey, a stuffing box, some green beans, macaroni and cheese. I want to do the whole meal, man.
Yeah,
because we
sure.
can do 50 easily.
For sure.
And
then that ain't going good and well. Man, y'all run through some merchandise, cuz.
We do, man.
Because I know there's one of these here in the 13th.
Yeah, dude. I'll tell you what, the dude that bought it, man, I was sitting beside of him at Chili's all night. And he said, you're the sneaker guy, right? I said, yeah. And he looked down at his feet. He said, I got these from you the other day, from your shop the other day. And it made my day, man. I love it when stuff like that happens. Let's do it, yeah.
That's some patent 1Js. This bitch right here fit like a military boot, boy. It don't have no give. Now that ain't gonna do that.
It might not take as long, but it's gonna do it all.
They all gonna eventually, but it don't.
It ain't gonna give as fast as that regular leather is. Nah.
Give you a little history. The NBA dropped. First they sent them out in these. The NBA raised hell about this shoe. Said it didn't have enough white on it. It made them stop wearing them. They came back with this one. Ain't that the way it went?
Chicago one, yeah.
And this is the original. This is the patent leather limited edition, but it looked like this. And then they came back with this one.
And that's a 2015. That one right there.
Yeah, man. You know, people ask, what made you want to come back and do the album? Man, at first I had Haywire and I was leaving, but I got a thing, like I can't sponsor products I don't use. I can't stand on something that I don't believe. So I could not doing one album, even though the title was kind of catchy. It wasn't Haystak, like it wasn't big. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't something that I felt represented me well. So I just kept praying, kept thinking about it, kept meditating on it, and it came to me, we're gonna do a trilogy. Haywire, Hay Fever, Hey Y'all I'm Gone, and then we're gonna start dropping some other records from the past, and we're gonna call those the Haymakers. And then I was able to buy that myself. I was able to present it and sell it to others. We put out Haywire with Average Joe, Warhorse, Average Joe, collaboration with my man John Connor. We got a young cat in the gang named Big Wheel Beats out of Arkansas, down Jonesboro way, Cherokee Village representing. And Big Wheel Beats, when I got him, he was 19. He's 24 now, I think. And I kind of, just groomed him and stayed with him, and he's always been down for me, man. I just got a good production team. My guys over at YouTube, Russell Duke and them. When I got my 100,000 subs plaque, my daughter said, Dad, you got a YouTube plaque? And I said, yep. And I said, no, baby, I didn't. Daddy has a team and someone who puts content on my YouTube, and we got a plaque. If it was up to Daddy, I wouldn't have got no plaque. So then, people ask me, like, what was on your mind when you wrote this record, or what were you thinking about when you wrote this song? And I was like, well, when I did Bonnie and Clyde, it was like a curse. It was like a spell I wrote. Like, I'm going to describe this woman that's non-existent. And when people are like, when you going to straighten up, Stack? When I find somebody like I described in that song. thinking that I would never find anybody who fit that description. And you know, it's I actually got the idea from a chick flick called Practical Magic, where she writes the spell because her husbands keep on dying. So she writes the spell, one eye blue, one eye brown, and she with a star, and she ends up falling in love with that sheriff. And I got the idea. I was like, oh, man, that's pretty dope. And you know, and that's how that came to be. And I'm gonna tell you something. To this day, every time I would sing that hook, I thought I had heard it somewhere before. It came so natural when I heard the beat. I'm like, man, I must have dreamt that or heard it somewhere. And man, thank God it's been a classic. So I got this song 3/16. I got this hook, part of a hook. I'm the leaves on the trees and the stripes on the street. Ain't nothing shaking but my. So I'm trying to come up with something to fill that in. I'm trying to come up with something to and I'm like, well, worst case scenario, I'll just say it real hard, real fresh, and have my DJ Tim Hill cut it up. So I come around the corner, and being a white boy, man, every now and then I take a 2 or 3 day period and I write like my 3 or 4 songs about issues that white boys have to go through in the rap game. Whatever, being a white boy in the rap game, talking to other white boys in the rap game. So I got the song written. I come around the corner. Bun B looked at E Mac and he didn't know I was standing there, and he said, I wonder how the hook gonna go on this one. B, like Pavarotti, he said, B-A-Y boy. Rap a lot for life. Is that mic on? And the rest is history, bro. Like, that song's been good to my family. And, you know, like I tell people, some white boys will be 5'8" and weigh 150 pounds, but they got a big white boy in their heart. And we all know it ain't the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the damn dog. Basically, so like when I came in the game, you could count the white boys and you had to use your thumbs to do so. So it was like all the white boys prior to me, you know, some of them were dope, but none of them were like trailer park, lower class, like live by the projects. None of them were like, and none of them were proud, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like they were ashamed to be white, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. And I was like, nah, I'm not going out like that. I'm gonna come out and you know, I'm from a city where, say that you're Jay, I'm Jay, and if you get that white boy put on the front of your name, they're like, oh, you know, Jay just bought that new truck. Black Jay from over here? Nah, white boy Jay. That's like having a Rolex, bro. That's a status symbol, you know what I'm saying? Like, for them, when they gotta distinguish you by putting that white boy on front of your name, yeah, that's a beautiful thing. You know, what's so crazy, when I got my first snippets, a snippet used to be your single and a few pieces of other songs on your album. My first snippets were on cassette. So I've been here from cassette to CD, and a lot of artists don't make it over to the new format. So God has blessed me. Then CD, we went to MP3 format, and then music became free. And then now we got streams. Man, I remember when a stream was a place you went kayaking, and I own kayak. So but you know, shout out to Pandora, shout out to Spotify, shout out to YouTube, shout out to all these places that, you know, got it together. And you ain't gotta like him. I'm not big in politics, but you know, Trump came in and made some changes to these laws about the way musicians get paid and the way musicians are contracted. And if he hadn't, they still be signing us to them Temptation rest of your life contracts. But because of these new laws, independents can really get money. What kills me, man, I've learned to respect it if you have the work ethic. But if you're what I call a couch potato, dude that stays at your house, you ain't never been to the UPT, you ain't never got stamped by Birmingham, Mobile, Biloxi, Grenada, Mississippi, Louisville, Kentucky, and I ain't talking about passed through there and did a show. I'm talking about being got a burger, hung out in the neighborhood, bought some J's, mixed, hung out with the people. I can't respect that because every time I dropped an album, I had to go do a promo tour. I've been on Fifth Ward Boulevard in Houston, Texas, chilling with the guys, with Bun B, and the Rap-A-Lot guys. I've been in all 5 boroughs of New York, in Harlem, Compton, LA, South Central LA. That's part of being tried and tested. Yeah, you can rap, but can you push it? It's like I said on that song, Titanic. Your second CD will see if he could potentially be a sturdy representative. Get hype off that adrenaline, and if you're white, get used to them comparing you to Eminem and Sink or Swim. It's like, bro, your first CD, who cares? Anybody can do that. Your second CD, if it's bumping, people start looking at you, maybe this dude could go out of town and represent us. Because back in my day, if you showed up in somebody's town talking about you was a rapper, yeah, that sound good, but you more likely might be the police. So they're calling back to Nashville. Hey, what's up, man? Is this big white boy down here talking? Oh, that's Stack. Yeah, that's Stacking them. He good. He's out in the town. He with the right people. And yeah, man, it's just part of it, being connected across a rapper is something like a fashion consultant, a life coach, a motivator, you should want to be an inspiration. You should want to help people and make music to motivate people and build them up. But I just couldn't imagine doing it all off passive income. I go back in the city. We used to have it used to be a squad called the Polo Boys, and that's what I'm known for. I've always, from day one, wore polo, and lately people been like, Stack, what's up with the J's? And man, I'm gonna tell y'all, I wasn't even gonna say nothing about it, but Michael Jordan lost his father and won the championship, I think in 5 games in the same week. Like, that's true greatness, when you can separate your personal life and stay focused on the mission at hand, on the task at hand, get the W's, come back, and then deal with the L you just took. But you let Tiger Woods or somebody get to arguing with a girl, he won't shoot right for a year. He lost his father, didn't come back for 4 years. I think he came back, he took a year off, he came back the next year, he didn't shoot well at all. Around 4 years later, he started shooting all right, and then the thing happened with the women, and man, he's a great player, but it's not greatness. It's not perpetual. Like, Jordan had this ability to separate. Joe DiMaggio said being a professional means being able to do something people view as extremely complicated and make it look effortless. And that's just, and if what I did, I got a whole bunch of haters, especially in the town. If what I did is so easy, stop sitting around talking about me and go do it, punk. I ain't got no talent. I ain't nobody. So it shouldn't take you long. But you've been talking trash for 25 years, still ain't did it. Still can't get nobody to buy it. Still can't get nobody to dig it. Man, take a hint. Get you one of them trucks, get in that liquidation business. There's money out there. I feel like the talent level isn't even what it used to be. Like, it's always been, it's almost like if I don't know, man, the internet just changed things. But and it made it where a like or a comment is the same as a handshake, and it's not. Because you got to have the balls to walk up to a person, look them in there, make eye contact like your people taught you to, extend your hand and, you know, shake their hand, and or make a fan. If they support you, give them a hug if they're already a supporter. I went out here and made supporters 10,000 at a time. Like every time I left the house, I was looking for somebody that either knew me or didn't know me. And then just like right now, didn't know me. And just like right now, I got Haywire CDs in the trunk. I'll make a fan out of you right now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like my job is done. I don't feel like I've accomplished nothing. I've done a whole lot of songs, but whatever I've done is, especially if it benefited you or it helped you, man, that's just God working through me, and God gets all the glory for anything good that I do, and anything negative that I do, God gave me the wisdom to know not to do it. So, and you know, another thing is, like, when you see rappers in a situation, we're innocent until proven guilty with the judicial system, but we're guilty until proven innocent with y'all. And people never put the effort into building you back up that they put into tearing you down when you get a not guilty verdict. And yeah, man, that's just not cool, man. It's when you stand up and you represent people, and you get put in a position of representation, and you love your people and they love you back, to see them turn their backs on you over an allegation, a fabrication, fiction, something that did not happen prior to giving habeas corpus and the judicial system time to work it out, it's just disappointing. And you know, God's giving me a tight squad. Like, the crazy thing is, to me, you hear all this trash talk. You hear Stack did this, Stack did that, Stack did this. You don't hear it from none of the guys that I came in the game with, and I still got the same squad, from Mike Jafari, Tim Hill, Shannon Sanders. These are a couple of them are music guys, but they were my homies first. Buns, Lil Will, you name it, they're all still right here. The only it's weird to me that all the people who have some type of problem with me just happen to be in the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they're haters. Hayterz. Haters. They just specifically hate on me. I don't know why. I guess I'm just that bug up their ass, but I'm gonna keep being that. I've been blessed. I stay in touch with my community. I ain't never ever forgot where I'm from. Like, you know, I go to these dudes' neighborhoods. I'm out. It's like, I don't never, you know what I'm saying, I don't see a lot of rappers out here in the street, you know, and we got this fentanyl trying to kill our women and kids, and it's you know, all these opiates, these pressy pills, all these different things. Man, this is the devil coming to kill, steal, destroy everything that you love. And it's time that, like, especially popularity and platform without purpose is pointless. So we gotta do something. So, man, I'm out here where I come from, trying to make a difference and trying to inspire other brothers where they come from to make a difference. And, you know, for anybody living life in recovery, which, you know, however you're doing it, you're doing great. Don't let somebody who don't have any idea what you're going through, who hasn't been where you are, tell you about you. You know what you're doing. You know how bad your life was. You know how good it is now, and it just gets better. So don't let these people, they don't realize that their words are powerful, and addiction is a guilt-based thing that can be triggered by feeling like you've disappointed someone. Man, nah, man, you got to be bigger than that. You got to give it to God, because He gave you the strength to get where you are. So man, trust and believe. And I ain't talking about nobody's family or nothing like that. But the devil knows who can dent your armor. So when you wake up in the morning, you wake up with victory. You wake up in a decent mood. Man, the devil wants to destroy that before you make it out the house. He don't want you walking around here demonstrating that agape love. Ooh, you like that, didn't you? Google that, AGAPE. He don't want you walking around here demonstrating that agape love and treating people good and being in good spirits. He wants you mean mugging and he was happy with me when I was doing that. Now that I'm smiling, he constantly trying to knock it off my face. Good luck. And you know, a lot of people are like, oh well, is he relevant? You know, is he this? I'm relevant enough for you to troll me and get 25, 30,000 followers by defaming and slanderizing me. That's pretty relevant. Is your music getting played at funerals and weddings and balloon releases for the deceased? Stack is. Because Stack didn't make momentary music. Stack made forever music. Stack shit. If it ain't classic, trash it. And we still run this thing the same way. So that's my response to anybody talking about relevancy. Shout out to my young brother Leroy Biggs. Yeah, big LBs. And yeah, man, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear brothers who keep it real and are the same people in your face that they are in the vocal booth. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no two truths. The truth don't take no substitute. The truth gonna always be the truth, and the damn lie always be just that. One love. Yeah, we right here at 211 West High at Sneaker City, around the corner. Like, this is where it all started. I was raised right here in this neighborhood. The Justice Center's right up the street. All your legal needs, bondsmen, stuff like that. It all started right around here, you know. But I jumped off the porch and I landed in South Nashville, Antioch, with Big Chris Taylor, Scott Johnson, all those guys. And, you know, I worked and worked. Met Sonny, got a deal with Street Flavor. Next thing you know, it was bumping in Memphis, bumping in Knoxville. And like I always tell people, you get out here, you get support your campaign and your politicking to get elected. So I got elected in like 99, came back, with a car full of white boys, bam. They're like, keep him, he's good, no need for him to go. I ain't done no flagrant, you know what I'm saying? He's representing out here. Then, you know, we dropped the natural. I ain't gotta say much. It did what it did. It elected again. Stayed in my position as the people's champ, the representative from 1999 to 09 without question. Then I had my second daughter. Took a little break to do my daddy thing. But came right back to it with the last album was Hard to Love. Came right back with a double disc. That's my thing. I like doing double disc. I like doing trilogies and stuff. Came back with Hard to Love. And you know, now Haywire got them back talking about me. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I go across the country, I be standing outside a Burger King in Oregon, and somebody pull up and be like, "Ain't you Haystak?" And it's just unbelievable because I never lost touch with, like I said, with who I am or where I came from. So I'm still a little dude from around the corner, and you know, it's just, you know, in the words of DJ Khaled, y'all didn't believe in me, but God did. Man, I just never tried to make music that was in the moment. I tried to make that forever music. So when I wrote Wish You Could See Me or Sail On, man, you know, I'll be at my live show and people are like, do Sail On. And I'm like, I wish I would. this joint will turn into a funeral home so fast. We go from having a bumping little function to people crying, people, and you know, I know that's the beauty of this thing we share. We done all took losses. We're all going through the exact same thing. I just document it and write it down. A lot of dudes have tried to take my recipe, but I'm like the Colonel. I got that, you know what I'm saying? I got that them herbs and spices. Now I'm not letting it out, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of dudes just taking my recipe and knocking it off have been very successful. But that's 25 years that I've been standing on the same principles, been through addiction, all type of life situations, and God keeps bringing me back. And as long as it's, you know, things to talk about that pertain to the struggle and to the day-to-day life of lower middle class, you know what I'm saying, young white dude, I'm gonna be here, you know what I'm saying? I don't make music for, when I came in the game, like I said, you could count the white boys without your thumbs, but now, you know, it's 50 of them in every state, you know what I'm saying? You got them, 2-3 of them signed to every major label, so there is no rarity. But when I came in the game, I wanted to work with Bun B, I wanted to work with 8 Ball, I have. I wanted to work with Scarface. I have, because those were my competitors. Those were my predecessors. Those were the guys whose respect that I was out here trying to get, and I have. So, you know, it's just, you know, the people, the supporters have stood behind me. They rocked with me and kept me in this position since then. And when I drop, hey y'all, I'm gonna be gone, it's gonna be hard to walk away, but I know that God has got me walking away to do something that benefits me in the kingdom better and serves my people down here better. So whatever it is, I just look forward to finding out. The door, like, whoo! We found Mac. Man, my little curious ass stuck my nose around there like, bro. That's when I learned every mission that Pop goes on ain't for me, you know what I mean? But no matter where I move, no matter where I live, this will always be home. This will always be the start point. Man, my mom worked 3rd shift at a restaurant my family owned. And not to make my mom sound bad at all, I was just a badass kid. So we had the doorknob. I knew how to get that. So I had one of them chain locks. Man, I swear, looking back, it seemed like it took me an hour to get that chain lock off. I broke out of the house and walked in a diaper all the way. This is typically where it used to be a real busy street because it's a cut through. I walked from over there down a flight of steps up here. Man, I'm in a diaper. I have the attention span of a ferret on crack. So this lady named Dorothy lived right behind you in this brick house. She said, you better get home. And she knew my grandparents lived right here. So I walked all the way up there. Yeah, man, that's when I knew, like, ain't no limits. It ain't no place I can't break out of. Like, I'm not normal. Like, and growing up as a kid, man, like, I don't know if it was being raised around the elders or whatever, but I always felt wiser than my friends. You know what I mean? But growing up over here, if you catch that corner right there, all these houses right here are rebuilt. This is an original house. This is an original house. These are rebuilds. That house, that blue house is rebuilt. The house on the other side, that's original too. Me and my grandmother almost got ran over one night Dude came speeding down through here. His son had just died in a motorcycle crash. And there's some people over here who don't like me because they know where I stand on, you know, endangering women and children with opiates and, you know what I'm saying, fentanyl, heroin, things of that nature. And, you know, I'm Charleston black, bitch. You know, it's a lot of young people that we lost out here that, you know, when an adult overdoses somebody in their late 20s, 30s, it's, they're an adult, they made a decision. But when a juvenile, somebody 17 to 25 dies, that's just tragic, bro, because they didn't know. They weren't capable of making the decision. Tubby! Get all that. Because we'll put B-roll behind it. Is that Tubby? I'm just reminiscing.
Cold, baby, turn the apartment down.
They what?
The cold, baby, turn the apartment down.
About the trailer.
They want to get rid of that too.
Man, that thing's got to be about 100 years old. How old do you think it is?
This house built in 49.
Yeah.
Same fucking house.
That was originally, I think, supposed to be my grandmama's house. And she lived back there behind Superburger. Alright, T, I'm gonna keep it pushing. You be good. I'll be back around through here. Bro, you did good. You didn't panic or nothing. Most people, I heard him coming, most people would have freaked out, dropped camera and everything. He just wants to play.